What's happening, THL? Thanks for joining us tonight on the Hearth Center Season End Awards Edition. I am joined by, well, the entire board. I don't think I really need to introduce everybody here, but starting clockwise, we've got the Commissioner, RidiculousHat. We've got Markshire. We've got TwoStarMako and dusharmo. Yes, I put emphasis on it for you. Hat, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm sure this will be lower than your usual number of stream viewers, so thanks for slumming it with us.
We don't have to talk about how big my numbers are on stream. That's a private conversation.
It's very private when anyone can log into your stream and look and see just how well you're doing on a daily basis.
Listen,
It's not about how big the numbers are. It's about how you use the content.
It's true.
And we will have content awards. Speaking of that, there is no award for most stream viewers, so sorry, Hat, that's not coming your way. But we've got awards in every series tonight: Legacy, Hero, Pro, and then our usual spate of content awards and community-based awards. So that's what we're here for. We got a lot to get through, so why don't we get started? So we are going to kick it off, as we tend to do, with Legacy. So let me pull that up for you guys. You'll see it on the screen here in just a moment. There it is. Wait, what? How did that get in here? Who did that?
Wow, that's a prestigious award.
Who did that?
I wasn't prepared for this slide. Whoa!
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, this was done before the nerfs, so thank you Blizzard for fixing your stuff.
There's nothing that says good class design like let's change it a day after we make it.
Yeah. Oops. Anyway, for real, thanks for indulging me. We have the actual Legacy Awards, which we will start from the top. Which I'll let you take away, Hat.
Okay.
It's not showing for some reason.
I'm waiting. Yo, let's give props. Let's give thanks to Isocles, dusharmo, and Anfall for their Twitch Prime subs. And actually, no, dusharmo and Isocles, real Tier 1 subs. We get a hype train. We're 94% of the way there. Let's get there, THL.
Yeah,
let's get some hype moving.
Well, how about we get the hype going with the first Legacy Award, which is on screen now. There you go.
And let's talk about having the beast in our sights. Let's talk about Big Game Hunter. For those who don't know this award, it's for the largest PR deficit overcome. And Bitbeaker in Week 9 overcame a 250 PR deficit to beat their opponent, who I don't remember their name.
The names have been edited out for the protection of the players who may have been on the receiving end.
I think the name of the other player in English means where, but what's the word in Spanish for where?
Je ne comprends pas. I speak French. So we'll figure it out some other time. And the runner-up here as well, we want to give props to Kid Eternity, a 228 PR deficit overcome in Week 6. Very impressive from both of these players. But not the only very impressive thing we want to talk about. And THL does not stand for Big Game Hunter Hearth Legends. That'd be BGHHL. That's not what we're about. We're about teams. And we had 2 new teams that really overperformed this past season. Donde, why don't you throw that up on the screen?
With pleasure.
We heard there are hot zilfs in your area, and they were looking for points, and they got them. 166 points, 6-2, really impressive record. Just behind them, runner-up for the Birds, the Good Luck Albatrosses, 165 points, 1 point just behind there. Really, really incredible performance from both teams, and for a new squad, some of these players had played together before, but these teams really performed in a way that we don't usually see new teams do. Yeah. So, props to the captains. Hot Zilfs, that was you, Donde, wasn't it?
That is my team. Yeah, it was.
Hey, nice work.
Thank you. It was just myself and Coles that had played together in Legacy before, coming over from Serenite Pain Gang, and everybody else was brand new. So I played with Anfall in Hero, but never in Legacy. So fun time, good team, enjoyed it.
Yeah, and the Good Luck Albatross as well, Lotus Knights team, really, really strong roster. I'm gonna pull up the roster here. Let's shout out the teams. Let's do that. Should have been more prepared, but here we are. We know what they say about that. So Coles, Robobson, Donde, Anfall, and Jim Philos. Excellent performance from the Hot Zills. And then the Good Luck Albatrosses. Lotus Knight, Catman, dusharmo, it's me, Mike V, and Chewbacca. dusharmo, how was your experience on GLA?
He's overwhelmed by the pink beard.
It was very quiet.
Yeah, it's because I was muted there. Good, great team. The great team. I had some great players on that team. People worked together. It was one of the better teams I've ever been with. Lotus Knight coming out with the numbers, helping us out, picking the right classes or the right decks to bring. So it was really nice. It's good having him as a teammate.
Yeah, Lotus is a very analytical player, so no doubt on any team he's going to be on, your team will be prepared to win every week. So yeah, shout out to Lotus Knight. He always puts good teams together.
And in fact, not only are these teams the best new teams, but overall in terms of win rate, let's take a look as to why these captains are special. Because they are both the winners of our Best Captain Awards. Donde, congratulations on Best Captain.
Yay!
Both teams had 0 DQs, but by 0.5%, Donde's team, the Hot Zilfs, 57.42% of the game, 6-2 overall, whereas GLA had a 56.96% game win rate. No DQs, very impressive. And congratulations to both Donde and Lotus Knight here. Donde, what was your strategy for no DQs? What's the technique?
Utilizing rollover when necessary, but I don't think we really had much of that. Other than that, just starting conversations early on Monday in the week, and just making sure that we keep the conversations going all the way through up until submission time. And if there's ever any problems, everyone knows that they can come to me real quick, and I try to be as available as I can, especially around when I know the match times are happening. So just, I think that's the big thing, is keeping a schedule in your Discord, knowing when your team's match times are, and just trying to be generally available in that area. Some things pop up, like Rabobson is obviously not in the U.S., so the timing can get a little bit wonky, but he's a very experienced THL player. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to handle problems that pop up. So just kind of instilling the confidence in your own teammates and empowering them and saying, like, you know what you're doing, you know how to handle problems, but I'm here when you need me. And the team just really does, just kind of wind them up and let them go if you set the right expectations at the beginning of the season.
That makes sense. And dusharmo, what did Lotus Knight do that you can speak to that really keep those DQs from happening? Because 0 DQs for an entire season, really, really something that we want to encourage in all of THL.
Well, he was kind of hands off on that, but I think as a team, we kind of worked together, making sure that everybody on the team was, doing things on time. And if, for example, if I was a little bit late with my classes, somebody would come and tell me. So it was actually a collaborative thing on the Good Luck Albatrosses that made us, the DQs not do so many.
That makes sense. And one last question. Donde, I see that you were a board member and you won, and Lotus is a board member and he's runner-up. How did you rig this contest?
Lotus isn't a board member. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So you won and he didn't. How did you rig it?
Winning more.
Ooh.
You know what? You're breaking up over there, Donde. Why don't we just jump to the next award here? We want to talk about Rookie of the Season and recognize players that are new to THL but having an excellent performance. And Lemons, when life gives you lemons, win a bunch of matches. That's what they did over at Not YJ's. 7-0, first THL season, 18-5, record 72% weighted game win rate. Unbelievable performance from Lemons. Really, really impressive. And a runner-up, we've got Sanguine, 6-2, going 17-6 overall, a 69% win rate. Nice. That is really, really great from Sanguine. And she did very well over on Asa Dude. I believe she is
correct.
one of the S's, right? We got Snake, Sanguine, Shiny Pants. I believe she's one of the S's. I think it was originally 5 S's for the 5S players or something like that.
Yeah, it's Medusa's is also Starkey, so that's kind of throws off the whole S theme. But his name being Starkey is part of the S theme nonetheless, just not on our website.
Yes. Well,
it should also be noted that Sanguine did play THL before the season, just not in Legacy. So she was a pure rookie in Legacy. I think she might have had one subbed game, which doesn't count for breaking your rookie, like the rookie barrier. So that's why she qualified for Rookie of the Season here.
Yes. So congratulations to both Lemons and Sanguine here. Really strong performances from both. And speaking of strong performances, we've got some players that maybe last season didn't have the best luck, but this season they were able to turn it around. Yellow Dart, very good at winning matches. Our reigning hero captain champion, 2-6 last season, all the way up to 5-3, turning that 25% win rate into 62.5%. And then Coles, 3-3 to 7-1. That's a big jump in winning. So Yellow Dart, I don't believe anyone here was on Yellow Dart's team, right? No one was on Dead Legend? No.
No.
We'll ask Mayanadana on Tavern Talk the next time we see him. But congrats to Yellow Dart. Donde, how did Coles have this incredible turnaround?
Well, he's a good player. I think we all can admit that. I say admit because I don't like to give him any credit, but I think he just had a really rough season the season prior. I don't think it was anything particular that he was doing wrong. Just kind of got unlucky at times, and maybe didn't. He would prep it a certain way and just kind of get caught off by a certain deck or a class that he didn't expect to be brought, and just kind of threw off his whole game plan. But he was very on point with the prep this season, and his gameplay was as good as it always is. So when you combine those two things together, they usually equate to success, and that's nice to see that he had such a solid season, especially at max PR in the 1 seed. 7-1 is very impressive. So congrats to him for sure.
Could it be that it's because this season he could bring more Highlander decks than last season? Because if I recall, the 1 week that Coles brought 4 Highlander decks in Pro, he won. So there could be some correlation.
Was that the only week he won in Pro? It certainly felt like it.
I feel like if we were to run the numbers, we would definitely see some relationship there. Maybe not the best luck in Pro this season either, but probably should have brought some more Reno decks.
Yeah, well, plenty of time going forward.
And finally, the award with the most value. Let's talk about our MVPs. Again, based here on both record and weighted game win. And in this case, the man, the myth, the legend, Ron Mexico, 7-1, 23-7 in games, 72.28%. And then our rookie of the year, of the season, Lemons right behind at 18-5, 72% weighted game win rate. Really impressive. I know I said that a few times, but I'm just really impressed. 4th in inches, Skittles. I doubt that Skittles' team could have won without Ron Mexico's dominant performance. Commentary? Other thoughts?
I'm a fan of the on-the-fly graphic design changes that just happened.
We take feedback.
Wow.
We take feedback here into consideration.
I'll be honest.
That was a server-side nerf, and so it's going through mid-match.
My original decision was to try and not burn retinas with the bright yellow, but apparently people want to roll with the bright yellow, so...
It's burning my retinas right
now. This is what I was trying to avoid. Maybe just Matt at arms. The series colors are gold and red, so we must theme it appropriately.
I wonder if a red background with gold text would have been better. We'll figure that out the next time.
I played around with it and I didn't like it, so but
it's okay.
what do I know?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ketchup and mustard can both go on a cheeseburger. It's not a big deal. Does anyone have thoughts on things that aren't text color, like MVP, like the most important award for the series that we're talking about?
I would just say, this is super close. You definitely could have made the argument for Lemons also, but just that slight weighted game win rate made Ron Mexico come out on top. But I have a lot of respect for someone who can go the whole season being undefeated.
I really like that we're taking these awards so seriously that we're refusing to display them on the screen in a readable font.
I mean, listen. Criticism is one thing, but if you're gonna just keep hitting me, I don't know what you expect.
I wanna read the words on the screen. That's what I want. Can we read the words?
I guess.
Thank you for the words. Well, congratulations to Ron and Lemons. Thank you so much to everyone for watching so far and bearing with us. And let's jump right into Hero Series.
Let's do it.
I promise no wingdings for Hero Series.
Please
I don't believe you.
Please don't.
I gotta put us up on the screen here because we always gotta go ahead and change the little graphics in the bottom right for Hearth Center, so that way everyone knows and can skip around, and Saku can appropriately timestamp things when it gets put to YouTube.
Of course.
And you could take a look at my pink beard again.
Yes, I think that's the greatest little side benefit of the whole thing. All right, so we are gonna pop the Hero Awards up on the screen, starting with Big Game Hunter, as we did in Legacy. Take it away.
This is me, correct?
This is you.
This is me. Okay, so we're going through the exact same awards that we did with Legacy, just in here this time. So starting with Big Game Hunter, we have running up Quirky Turtle with a 201 PR difference. And then our winner is Quaz with a 223 PR difference. Thoughts?
Muy impresivo en español.
See.
I mean, I know that Quaz has had a couple rough seasons here, but it's good to see Quaz get a good season and a good win. I'm not sure who the opponent was, but that's an impressive 223 PR.
We can tell you who the opponent for Quirky Turtle was.
Yeah, Sage just outed himself.
Oof. Wow.
Oh,
Our witness
and
protection
Quirky
program.
too. Quirky's is really good. I know that she was playing in pro for a while too. So even though you're not getting wins, you're getting practice in there. So
I do believe that both of these players managed to take their win off the same opponent. I can't speak to who that was, but I do believe they both were able to beat the odds against the same player. And we don't have to bring up
rigged.
that player's name, but
rigged.
I'm sure before their matches, both these players got some sage advice from their teams. That's all I'll say.
Can we also add in the fact that he is the Ron Mexico Slayer, so it's like the greatest rock, paper, scissors in history?
I was about to say that, like, Sage is just team chaos, like just losing to people like 200 plus PR below him. But I'm pretty sure Ron Mexico was like, close to 150 or 200 PR above him too. So just you never know what you're gonna get when he shows up.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great.
Well, next up,
we have Best New Team. So for runner-up, we have Naz Dormu.
Nope.
What? Oh, sorry. Runner-up, we have the Burninator's. I'm looking at our list from the Discord.
No, yeah, Mako just forgot that the fix was in. So
yeah,
but now it's been corrected.
It will be explained.
So runner-up, we have the Burninators at 5-4 with 163 points, and then our winner is Naz Dormu with 6-3 record and 145 points. Now, I want to come back around to the question that RHAT asked during the Legacy. Yes. Donde, as captain of Naz Dormu, how do you justify putting yourself at winner here?
So, wow, I would like to.
I am on that team. I am on that team, but I want to throw you under the bus here.
I would like to answer your question with another question. Why don't we let Hat answer that question?
So Twitch chat, we really appreciate your support and subscriptions. They help keep THL running. That's all I'm going to say.
Great answer.
Quaz, thank you so much, Quaz, for your support. I can tell Quaz is really on board with what we're trying to do here at Team Hearth Legends. Really all about just giving the community a place to get together and give Donde some trophies. Back to you, Mako.
All right, next up.
Well, no. We need to actually explain this before we move on. Like, really explain it.
No, I want to move on. I want to move on, and I want to explain it.
I'm gonna mute the F out of you if you don't let me talk. So what happened was I actually said the Burnators was the winner, and we said no, we have to keep it consistent. The team with the better record gets the win, and that happened to be Naz Dormu, even though the points were lesser than the Burnators. That's the reasoning. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Did I get muted?
No, you're not.
Or are you guys just like, this was all four of you just like slinking back into the hedge like Homer Simpson while I was talking?
Correct.
You're right.
I don't know if I'm going to be all right. I'm just going to opt from now on. You guys can take over. No more speaking.
Alrighty. I prefer that way anyways.
It doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. Oh, God.
Send us to the next one.
Yep.
Which is Best Captain. Oh, speak of the devil. So runner-up, we have...
Don't call Donde the devil. Don't call him the devil. In Spanish, that's El Diablo. That's not his name. His name is Where.
So we have Donde with 0 DQs, 6-3 record, 54.19% game win rate. And then our winner is Yellow Dart with 0 DQs, an 8-1 record, and a 58.33% game win rate. I'm surprised he didn't put himself in the winner here.
Ugh. I mean, let's just move on.
I mean,
it was speechless.
I mean, everyone knows Yellow Dart's awesome, and I don't need to say anymore.
Yeah. I know.
just looking at the numbers, 8-1, 58% game rate, championship. Yeah.
This has been a long time coming for Dart. One of our most experienced captains, really strong team builder, great resource as well for the board. Just anytime that we need something bounced off and a captain that's been around for a while, Dart is one of the guys we go to, and can't say enough how happy we are for him, how happy I am for him that he finally got the win.
Yeah, and Dart has always been really close to getting a championship, and I'm glad that he finally got that win. Always in the playoffs. So congratulations, Dart.
I'm very happy for him, and honestly, this was probably his last chance because now that Leroy is in Wild, I think it's over at this point. I think it's all downhill for Dart here, unfortunately. So good thing he went out on a high note.
Rip Leroy.
Yeah, because Demon Hunter would need Leroy in this meta. That's what we want to happen. You want to play against that?
They did have Leroy.
Oh, God.
Imagine if they skull into a 2-mana Leroy. You want that? You want that? Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do that to me. Let's move to the next award. Let's keep going.
Rookie of the season.
Next up, we have Rookie of the Season. So runner-up, we have Trippy Toad with a 6-3 record, 20-14 game record, and a 57.61% game win rate. And then we have Lil Harthy as the winner of our Rookie of the Season with a 7-2 game win rate, 23-15 game record, and a 58.88% weighted game win rate. Two strong players. We had Trippy Toad on Naz Dormu.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player, and he was a great contributor too in regards to lineups. And this is his first journey into LHS as a whole as well. So it was impressive that he did so well without having any real LHS experience going into even week 1 of the season.
Yeah, and Lil Harthy's a name we're gonna have to get familiar with here too.
Yeah, I think our hat might be the most familiar with Lil Harthy.
I mean, I'm the most familiar with being beat down by Little Harthy, but we're going to reverse that for the All-Pro game this weekend. Come at me. Come at me. Yes. It's Sunday night, though. You can't make that sound. People get confused.
Yeah, that is Monday night. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing like what's her face, Carrie Underwood. So you can just throw that right out the window.
Please don't.
Cool.
Next up, we have Comeback Player. So I'm going to let this pull up on my screen in case I don't mess it up again. We have a runner-up or a tie for runner-up. We have Blue Spartan and the Big Ted, who both went 4-4 into 7-2 this season. And then our winner is Agent PWE, who was 2-6 last season and then finished 7-2 this season. It's a pretty much a complete flip.
Props to the Big Ted for having a great season, and Blue Spartan for looking like it's going to go undefeated at the beginning there. I think it was 7 matches in a row at the beginning there.
Yeah, he started 7-0 and unfortunately lost the last 2 weeks of the regular season there, but still finished very strong, which I have a feeling we won't be seeing the last of him on this list.
Nah, it's Blue Spartan, and ATL has been around for a long time now, at least like 6 or 7 seasons. I don't know the exact number, but Blue Spartan is next on the Yellow Dart needs a trophy club. So we'll see where that goes. And Ted is honorary hero commissioner. I think that 7 wins is something he can be very proud of. But our winner here, quite the turnaround.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for Blue Spartan specifically, he's a guy who, like you said, has been in the league for a long time, or been in THL for a long time.
Thank you.
He's been in THL for a long time. But also, I feel like for most seasons has just been hovering around that 500 mark, maybe like 1 or 2 games over 500. Didn't really have that much for breakout season. So it's awesome to see him finally, put together an awesome season and go.
All right.
And
there's only
and
one
Mako,
more
what do we have to say
hero
about PWE? Or did we talk about that already?
Oh, we didn't.
I did say something, and then we had about 10 seconds of dead air. I just
You could have
pointed out
spoken.
it's passing the baton, man. All I said about him was that his record just pretty much completely flipped from last season to this season.
And I think Team NPH overall was one of the better teams of the season. Last season was their first in THL, and they were definitely able to make a good push. I think the beginning of their season in number 11 was better than the end of it, but a really strong start. And Pasca as well, a really great ambassador to the game and to the series as a whole, has brought in a lot of players to THL. So we're really grateful to have him. And PWE was one of the players he brought in, and PWE should be very proud of an overall in the playoffs to won a match 2. That's an 8-2 match record overall after that, 7-2 during the regular season. So yeah, and finally,
we have our MVP, which are 2 familiar players here. I'll pull up.
I hit the button.
Runner-up, we have Blue Spartan with a 7-2 record, 23-11 game record, and a 64.64% weighted game win rate. And then Ancient PWE with the win here, with the exact same record and the exact same game record, but a 64.98% weighted game win rate. Does anyone want to explain to our audience here how that works out? Because I don't know.
So I made the statistics, so I should do this.
Okay.
Basically, we take your it's 80% of your game win rate and then 20% of your opponent's game win rate. So we take your opponent's win rate over the entire course of the season. It's kind of your strength of schedule. We take all of their matches and see how well that all of your opponents did together. That's your opponent game win percentage you see in the player stats. So for example, Blue Spartan, his opponents won 51.46% of the time, whereas PWE, his opponents won 55.83% of the time. So even though Blue Spartan had a better overall game record as far as win rate goes by about 1%, Asian PWE's opponents won on average 4% more matches. They were better against everyone except against him. So because PWE fought a notably harder schedule and was able to have an approximately similar game record, he gets the edge statistically once the math is done.
Makes sense to me. Anyone else have any thoughts on our Hero Award recipients before we move on to the Pro Awards?
I do not.
I think that the silence says it all. All right. So one more glimpse at dusharmo's fantastic beard. How about the beard? And also bonus guest appearance by Mako's roommate. Hey, Mako's roommate.
Well, that's the 1 star. That's the 1 star Mako.
Yeah,
this is the
1 star.
It's the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a red Mako and a blue Mako.
Correct.
Things I don't know if you're being truthful or not. Or if
Dr. Seuss, Donde, we're doing Dr. Seuss.
Oh, red
1
Mako,
star,
blue
2 star,
Mako.
red star, blue star. It's a children's book. Yeah.
My mind's with the Pokemon.
I'm glad we can illustrate generation gaps live here on stream.
Listen.
At teamhearthlegends.com.
Listen. I drink, so that way I don't have to explain myself. Anyway, Pro Awards are up next, and we're going to start as we have been with the best new team. And go ahead. Is dusharmo, you do the Pro Awards?
Yes, I'm doing them. All right.
Take it away.
Not
biased, though.
Not biased at all. Runner-up, best new team, Beard Boys, 6-5. Just barely missing the playoffs. Good showing, though, 176 points. And then the best new team, and not rigged by any chance, is Aeon at 8-3 with 198 points. 2 new teams that haven't really played in the together in the Pro Series. Really good showing from these 2 teams. Let's see, Mako, you were the captain of Aeon. Can you tell me how Donde didn't rig this?
Yeah, Donde didn't rig this, because if Donde is accused of rigging this, then we're all accused of rigging this. So this was not on Donde. Yeah, this is the easiest team to captain ever. because you don't have to do a whole lot because they're all board members. So you don't have to tell them to schedule, or you don't have to tell them to submit anything, because if they're not doing it, then they just get shamed really hard. Although evidently you do have to tell them to not submit illegal classes. I mean, sorry, illegal decks. But I didn't know that, so here we are.
Well,
Yeah, you're expecting me to say something, aren't you? That's what the pause is for. You're expecting me to say something. I'll have you know that I made that mistake not matter by losing with Face Hunter to Highlander Mage. So I sure showed you, Mako. Yeah.
I would like to point out that the awards feel a lot better when the board teams don't do well.
No, this feels great. What are you talking about?
This feels much
Wait,
better.
hold on. DusharMo, how does this feel? How does this feel, DusharMo?
Pretty crappy.
You could have been here, man.
Yeah, this is on you.
We asked him to be on the team, and he was like, Dushar, no.
My favorite part about the whole season.
My unknown boys go down. I'm not letting them go down.
You kind of did though. My favorite part.
That was so rude. DusharMo, I'm sorry for Donde's performance. We'll have a conversation with him later.
Wow, I apologize. My favorite part about the whole season was anytime we had a problem, we literally all were just like, "This, you have to take care of this now, DusharMo, because we can't."
Yep, everything.
That was fun.
You get to decide. We don't get a vote, so you are completely the dictator on what happens in this match.
The most fun thing I had to do this season was issue RHAT a DQ.
Oh.
So
I don't think that was fun at all, to be honest.
You didn't issue it to me. I earned it. I want to point that out. I gave myself a DQ. I just didn't know I was doing it during class submissions. But it didn't matter, because my opponent was supposed to lose, but they forgot. Do you see what do you follow that? Do you pick it up? Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I think we can move on to the next award now to take a little bit of heat off of us. So that would be
this
best
one,
cap.
not so much rigged. Best captain, we have our runner-up, CMAC. One thing that we do like to do with our captains is we don't like DQs. So these two captains don't have any DQs. We can see that CMAC does have a
this one.
RHAT was just kind of helping you so that you don't get
didn't look biased.
Yes.
No.
So the 0 DQs really good for CMAX 7, 3, and 1, very good. But our winner Boozosaurus, 0 DQs. I know he had a 6-5 record, but his weighted game rate 56.42% game win rate there. So very good on Boozosaurus for picking up this amazing win and Bearded Boys again just barely missing out the playoffs. So we can move on. Oh, you guys want to say anything about this?
I mean, congrats to Booz. I mean, it is like you look at he's the captain of a team that didn't make the playoffs, but it was such a loaded division, conference, whatever you want to call it. Just it's still even impressive that they were the number one team for most of the season, and the last few weeks of the season don't really taint their performance, and Booz as a captain doesn't taint his performance for sure.
And there were 11 or 12 teams? There were 12 teams, right?
12 teams, 11 games. Yep.
So only 4 out of the 12 made it. So not even 50%. So you couldn't just be 6-5. So you really had to do well. And Booz just barely missed it. The last team, the 4th team to get in there, just barely got in there by like 1 point. It came down to the last game. So.
And Itachi, it would be teams is the record. Individual stuff is game win.
And also Booz has been around for quite some time too, and good to see him pick up an award here.
Impressive that he can pick up anything with those tiny hands. The arms.
Ooh, that was bad.
Just sorry, we can't all be hat with the puns, okay? Anyway, rookie of the season is up
next. Next one, rookie.
Yeah. Just keep moving.
All right, runner-up Dabs. 5-1 with a 65.52% weighted game rate. He did not play a full season, which is part of the reason why he's not on the All-Pro, because we used a different metric to measure the All-Pro. But very good season at 5-1, went 16-7. And then Little Harthy, the rookie of the season, went 9-2.
So good.
An amazing 28-13 record in pro and a 65.01% weighted game win rate. Very good, very amazing. And again, he played more games, and we do look at that as a measure of determining who gets the winner here. So.
Yeah, I mean, we said a lot about Little Harthy in Hero, and he's just a fantastic player. Doesn't matter what series, doesn't matter what format. He's just going to be, if he keeps playing in THL, he's going to be one of the best players in THL season in, season out.
Very good. Let's go on to the next one, comeback player. All right, this one.
Oh, God.
All right. Comeback player. It's a tie between Liquid and...
I can't write a check to myself, so there's no rigging here because I have the money and I'm not keeping it.
Well, I have to say that, I don't know how many seasons I've been here, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I've rarely seen RHAT win an award. So congratulations to RHAT picking.
Thanks. I think.
No. Well, I mean,
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, I meant it in that you are a very modest person. So that's the way I meant it.
I'm the most modest person. I don't know anybody more modest than me.
Well, let's do the run-up first. It's the tie between Liquid Ox and Aviously. Both went from 3-4 to 7-4. And then RHAT going from 3-4 to 9-2. RHAT, does that have anything to do with the format changing from Specialist to now the Conquest format? Do you think?
I've only played one season of Specialist and I did bad. But I honestly think I don't really have a good answer for this because all of you except dusharmo were on a team with me. Would anyone else like to describe my prep process?
Yeah, I'll describe it. I'll describe it as yeeting out Combo Priest 1 hour before the deadline.
Okay. Before the last week, during the regular season, which is what we're evaluating, what was my prep process?
I think all we have to say is that the decklist channel for the Aeon server is called Mogu Cultist Decks because it started when RHAT posted his Mogu Cultist deck that he was bringing.
It got banned. I want to point that out.
Banned.
It got banned. I was unable to win with that deck that week. I would have, but I was unable to. I enjoyed the game more. I was happier with where the game was, and I was playing more Hearthstone. Saviors is, I think, my second favorite set of all time. And I know this is a meme. I really liked Combo Priest, and I got to play a lot of it. And Combo Priest is really, really good and totally suits the kind of gameplay that I like, which is butchering people quickly while drawing a lot of cards. And it was just easy enough to play the same kind of good decks and good strategies week in and week out and enjoy doing it. And I don't really have a better answer for that, other than I was able to have some fortunate Galacrons against Based Inc. I think I played 4 Invoke Rogue Galacron on 7-2 games in a row. I lost one of them, but drawing 4 cards that cost 0 was good. It was effective. There were some crazy games that came down to crazy matches that came down to 5-game series, and it worked out, and the format aligned with what I like to do in the game. So was really fortunate. Had a great season and played against some very strong players, but was able to come out ahead against almost everybody.
Yeah, we know how much you like Combo Priest, don't we?
I know it's a meme, but when it was legal, it was good.
Oh boy. Well, we have one final pro award.
Yeah, and I'll just point out real quickly that we don't do Big Game Hunter and Pro because there is no PR. So our last award is going to be MVP award. That will go to the runner-up will go to Honest Zabe with a 7-3 record, a very amazing 26-12 overall, and a 65.47 weighted game rate. And then the winner, no surprise here, Little Harthy, 9-2, 28-3 with a 65.01 weighted game win rate. And Little Harthy did play one more game than Honest Zabe. So congratulations to Little Harthy for picking up the MVP award here. Lil Harthy.
Lil. Yeah.
Yes.
Like a rapper.
Single syllable. Yeah.
And you guys have any comments on the MVP here?
I mean, I already said my piece on Little Harthy earlier, and I can't wait to see if he repeats the performance. We've seen great players come into THL, and like Ron Mexico, for example, and just show season after season now that they are legit. So I do believe that he will show that he's legit.
Yeah, congratulations to all the pro awards here. And before we move on, I just want to plug in the all-pro match that has been planned for Sunday at regular streaming time. I think that's what 8 p.m. EST, and
Yep.
we'll get our matches there. We'll get our 2 matches, and it'd be amazing for everyone to come and watch and see what kind of decks that the all-pro players will bring. Maybe a little insight on what you might be bringing to the THL for the first week.
I know. I think Charged Res Priest is no longer viable in this meta, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of other good decks.
All right. So,
No comment.
No comment. No comment. So last but not least, we have the Community and Content Awards, which is kind of a combination of awards that stretch across all series and also our content team. Hat, can you do me a favor, buddy? Thank you. I just need you to move back to the mic a little bit better. We had a request in chat, and I need to follow through. I want to see your mustache.
This isn't weird.
All right.
Is that as glorious as it was hoped to be? I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm gonna lose it.
I'm a little bit underwhelmed personally.
I'm gonna lose it.
I don't know. What?
Travis Chrono had asked if we could get a close up on the glorious stash.
This is a little too hot for TV. Why don't we transition to making good content like what we're not doing right now?
I would argue this is the best content, but sure. So our first award for the Scene Change Community and Content Awards is Social Butterfly. So this is an award that I'm the winner of the No Pros Award here. All right. So the winner was Sage for Social Butterfly with the runner-up as TwoStarMako. Wanted to give a special shout out to the 2 of these guys who have been effectively our greeting bot in the Discord in the last few months. We've had a lot of new players come to THL, which is fantastic for the organization, for growth, and just in general, bringing more community members in is always fantastic. And these 2 guys have been there like every moment of every day, inviting people or welcoming people to the server and just guiding them, especially Sage, which is why he gets the nod as the winner here, because he is just throwing out resources to people and guiding them to the PR calculator, the right channels. And I just think that not only is that a great look for THL, but it's awesome to have somebody who's a very experienced player, captain, and member of the community doing that. And I just think that that's very worthy of recognition here.
Yeah. I mean, we only, I think, added the feature in that you can see when people come in, like sometime this season. So I don't know for sure that our growth has been better this season, but it certainly feels like it. It certainly feels like we're getting a lot of new players, definitely joining the Discord, but then also just posting in free agents, like not just people who are here, maybe like a tournament we're putting on, just temporarily, although that's great to see too. Just people who are coming who really do want to play in our series, and both Sage and Mako going the extra mile to just welcome all these people and then direct them to our resources, engage them, ask them, what made them interested in THL in the first place, and figure out, learn a little bit more about them. It's definitely huge.
Yeah, it truly makes a difference for whenever you join a server or any place and you actually get recognized for being there. Because I mean, if you join and there's nothing saying you joined or no one greeting you or anything, it's just you feel like you joined it, but you don't feel a part of it yet. And when you're doing e-learning all throughout the rest of the school year, so you're on your computer 24/7 and you just have Discord sitting open, you tend to get people as soon as they join.
I was gonna say it's the most impressive part about this is the response time at like 2 a.m. I'm like, how is this possible that you guys are just like on top of it, regardless of what time of the day or night it is? But yeah,
I don't think you understand here. I have lost all sense of time, and I have been doing all of my classes on webcam, and I sit here and I play Hearthstone and then League of Legends, and I watch Hulu at my computer, and I don't move. So it's turning into the
that sounds like the
inequality
American
for
dream to me.
Living the
basically.
dream.
Well, congrats to you guys. Definitely deserved, and appreciate all that you might knock as a cam girl. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna move on now because this is the right time to do so. So the next award is, I feel like it's one of the most prestigious awards in all of THL, which is crossover player. So this is, oh my goodness, this is the player who performed the best in all 3 series combined. So you do not qualify for this unless you play in all 3 series, and anybody who's done it knows it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, a lot of prep, and then you gotta schedule everything and plan it all. And the person who this is going to seem rigged as well, but I think when you guys see the stats, it's going to be very obvious. But dusharmo was far and away the best player this season in THL as a whole. With our runner-up was Ron Mexico, who was our winner last season. So congrats to Ron for just being, consistently phenomenal. But we'll start with him. So Ron Mexico, 7-1 in Legacy, 6-3 in Hero, 5-6 in Pro. Was only 1 game under in terms of match wins. So he was 18-10 overall, 79-52. With a match win rate of 64.29%, a weighted match of 72.1%. The aggregate game win is 60.3, and you'll see aggregate PAR. PAR is the cool stat we use for power rankings on this fine show, Hearth Center. So he had a 75 aggregate PAR across all series, which was close to dusharmo's 81. But if you look at the weighted match win rate, I'm sorry, not the weighted match win rate, the weighted match win rate was 82.81%, which was about 10% higher than Ron Mexico. So that's the difference between first and second place was 10%. dusharmo, you went 6-2, 7-2, and 8-3 in Pro. Arguably the hardest series in THL. That's ridiculous, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was I noticed that I had a chance at the end of the season, and it was not easy to try to keep up the the hard work. I did a lot of prep this season, probably more prep than I've ever done in any season, and I just felt like I was on fire, and I just kept it going.
Yeah, on fire would be the lightest way to describe it. I played you in one. I don't even remember. Was it Hero? I think, and you definitely beat me.
Yes.
Yes, you definitely beat me, and I got to see it firsthand that you were just on point, no mistakes, nothing, everything, very solid play all season. Anybody else want to chime in here?
These numbers are crazy, right? Like just completely
Insane.
absurd and insane and bonkers. It's the aggregate match win for dusharmo across 3 series, 3 out of 4 matches. 3 out of 4.
Yeah, he had more weeks where he just swept, like won every series than not.
If all of us are classes in Hearthstone, dusharmo was day 1 Demon Hunter of win rate.
Accurate.
And this graphic is green. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Should be pink.
It's
Just
Demon
saying.
Hunter's not pink.
Me, my beard.
He's pink.
I know.
We should have named the entire slide like after dusharmo. Like it should be color coded to reflect his beard. Because
Missed opportunity. We'll do it next time.
Excuse me?
Oh gosh. Be careful what you wish for, I guess.
So,
No opportunity missed.
okay.
Now it's easier to read.
Is it? Is that what we're calling it?
It is actually easier to read. I'll be
More-
honest.
more retina blinding. Again, I tried to do this so that you guys wouldn't have your eyes burn right out of your skulls, but apparently playing
This
against
is
the skull of
perfect.
Gul'dan has affected everyone differently. I don't know.
It's Donde, I really appreciate the pace at which you moved. I just think that in testing you should have figured out that green wasn't the right backdrop to begin with, and that way we wouldn't be in this situation.
Wow. Yeah, let's throw shade at the guy who spent his hard day at work setting everything up for you guys.
Yeah, and don't forget writing me checks for the other awards.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Hit me with your
It's fine.
Venmo.
I know
later.
you're into payment processing.
It's not anymore. I'm out of that game. Anyway, so moving into the content side of things. Yeah, I switched jobs, man. So this one is the content producer of the season, which we have now aptly renamed the Saku Content Production Award, because we could just quite honestly give it to him every season, and that just seems like a cop out. Not that he doesn't deserve it, because he 1000% deserves it with how much work he puts in. But we figured just naming the award after him would be the better way to go about it. So we would like to give our shout outs to Donde's career path stream. Ouch. Runner-up was Myanodon for his hard work on Tavern Talk this season, and the winner was Dano for producing the THL Power Podcast, and of course Matt at Arms as well, for being a humongous part of a fantastic new show that THL had this season. It's just so cool that we are now not only involved in streaming, and now we've got the podcast, and we've got the written contents back online. Like, everything has just been so great in content this season. I have so few complaints. Just thank you to everybody who puts their time in, but we felt that these guys were the most deserving in a field of very, very deserving people. So thanks.
Yeah, really, just so huge for Dano and Matt at Arms, because people have talked about a THL podcast for a long time. A lot
Very
of it
popular
has
request.
been just, can we put our shows, can we put Tavern Talk in a podcast format? But the idea of a podcast has been thrown around a lot over the years, and they actually stepped up this season, and they did it just every single week, getting the power rankings, getting all 3 series in there, and that kind of consistency and also good production quality and content is just awesome. So just huge props to Dano and Matt at putting that together.
I agree with Volkai. THL podcast is best podcast, and coincidentally it's only one of 2 podcasts I listen to, but hey.
Hey.
Anybody else like to comment on this before we move on to the next award?
Just want to say very well deserved. Very well deserved.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, props to both producers. Really, we have more content awards, but content has been really impressive this season, and I want to make sure that we take the time to thank the players for being so willing to go on stream. We had to turn people away every week, which is a new thing for us as THL. And also we had blog articles, we had talk shows, we had podcasts, we had everything so far in a way ahead of any other season that I can remember in all of my time in THL, which has been, this was my 11th season, and I don't remember ever it being this prolific.
Yeah, essentially the only night of the week we didn't have some sort of content going on the stream was Mondays, which is just because it's so hard to get things set up from the week prior on a Monday. You just don't have that much turnaround time. But geez, it was constantly people coming up with ideas for blog, which was a lot. Like in the past I'd have to basically scrape things together to put on the blog, but it was just overflowing this season. And like you said, people were very forthcoming with their time to be streamed, which I know isn't always the easiest, because you want to play at your set time, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever, but then you got to kind of wait for the match before you, or the stream had an issue, and then you're now 15 minutes late. So, just thank you to everybody for being so patient with your time, and allowing us to, put you on stream and just give us things to show everybody else. And viewership was up too, which thank you guys for tuning in, which is always appreciated as well. So, yeah, couldn't ask for anything more. So let's move to the next award, which, similar theme, it's the best show. So, of course, the winner was the THL Power Podcast, because that show is awesome. Heart Center was apparently voted in by the rest of the board here. I abstained from that one, but yeah, that was the runner-up. I enjoy it. It's fun to put on every week. It's, we found a recipe that works, which is rigged. Thanks, Sage. It's not as concise as the THL Power Podcast. Like, you guys do what you do in like a 20 to 30 minute block, and I just feel like that's such a great amount of time for a podcast. Like, it's just the perfect amount of attention span for somebody on a commute. or just in between, like on a lunch break or something like that. It's just it's a nice, like, bite-sized amount, but feels so filling when you listen to it. Like, you just get so much. Yeah, commutes don't happen now. Matt at Arms is correct. Commutes. You guys, you did lose like a lot of your target audience to social distancing and coronavirus. So I apologize.
Yeah. Well, the commute from my couch to my computer chair, it's not enough to listen to a podcast.
Oh man, no, it is not. I do enjoy waking up at 8:28 for 8:30 shifts though.
I would like to say that my favorite part of THL POW and why I voted for them over Hearth Center is that I talked to Dano and said, "Hey, Dano, can I automate some backend stuff for you?" And Dano said, "Yes, you can. Please help us." And I think that Hearth Center hasn't had quite that same level of involvement of finding a way for work to be made easier for the hosts. But, I really respect that effort being put in by the Hearth Center team. You've helped us tremendously. It just is kind of like squeezing blood from a stone to get me to allow you to do it. Because I feel bad about asking you to do things that, are beyond what you normally do. I just feel like I'm burdening. Not to say that Dano was burdening you. Please don't take it that way. That's not what I meant. Yeah, you're really doing a great job with PR here, Donde. So really, I just wanted to say props to THL Power Podcast for not only putting in the work, but also recognizing that their podcast is organic. It has a lot of opportunity for growth. They're bringing in Isocles, which I think was a great addition as well, later in the season. And for a first season show, really, really high quality and grew leaps and bounds as the season went on. So much respect, though Hearth Center is one of my favorite things to tune into. Thanks, Hat.
Yeah, and I want to say I love the name THL POW. So whoever came up with that, it's just amazing. It's short and sweet and has that. I don't know. It reminds me of Mario when you hit the POW button. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. And then I picked Hearth Center as runner-up. Is just your content is always amazing, and you go through more than just one series. Whenever I view it and watch it, there's very little hiccups. It looks very organized.
Man, you don't watch it a lot.
I do actually. I watch it like almost every week. So
also great colors used. Just really,
really trying to make it pop, man. It's important for everyone to have it visually appeal. And this is good. You tune in, you chat it up, and then we make changes on the fly because we are here for you. So we will cater to what you request.
Yeah, really just a metaphor for the board as a whole, just how we're willing to respond to the community and be transparent. Just in the colors alone. You can tell that about the
I don't have a drink.
Did you break your arm just like patting yourself on the back right there, or what? Jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. And I should point out, Sage and Big Ted, you guys are talking about great changes that are coming to Saloon next season. I'm really excited to see what you guys bring to the table as well. It should be very, very cool. So please, make sure you tune into all the shows because there's a lot of great content out there, Tuesday through Sunday. But we have one final award to give out, and I am excited because we have an award to give out for this. Because last season, Best Blogger got nobody, because really nobody blogged. But we have a few people who did blog this season. I did not update this. This is incorrect. I believe we talked about a change to make to this. Content!
So how about that local sports team? Oh, awkward.
Yeah, talk about it.
So how about, the nerfs are live. Apparently, you can dust the cards for full value. We haven't confirmed that yet. But there are also, the cards will just show up in-game as, the numbers will look like they're buffed by a Lothub or nerfed by, increased by a Lothub. They'll be red in the corner. And then Eldrachi Warblades, I think they updated the art, but it's just got a weird thing in the bottom right corner.
That's interesting. So are we not getting a banner at the start that shows?
We will tomorrow. They had to move so fast. They had to move so fast that just the server team, the live ops team, had to apply an aura buff to each game until they make the assets tomorrow when work starts. It's honestly, it's very jarring.
Kind of impressive that they were able to do every Blizzard as well. So I'm sure that was tough, but cool that they were able to get that package in.
All right, we are fixed. Thanks for filling the time there. So we have Best Blogger, Based Inc. for consistent quality and just every week putting out these pro articles and really kind of shining a spotlight on pro that we didn't really have before. I know Hearth Center's tried, but we haven't really had the written content and the analysis. But pro has really taken off in a way that we're glad to see this season. They really, a lot of focus on pro. People didn't seem to be as interested in it in the first few seasons, but now it's a very popular topic of discussion. Runner-up was A2 Battleship, who had one article, but it was extremely in-depth and just well-researched and done for March Madness. So absolutely wanted to say thank you to A2 for doing such a great job. And because we can only pick two, also wanted to shout out to Disco, who also had one article that was fantastic on the Wild tourney that we did. And it was just to see these one-off articles with such love and care put into them is as impressive as the people who put out the weekly articles. And Markshire, you did a weekly article as well, which I greatly appreciate. The pro power rankings for the teams, which is a fun read, but a much shorter read every week. Not to say that you're not working hard on it, but
yeah, I also only did it for like half the season.
But half the season is more than none of the season. So any content is good content. Usually, I will say that usually because sometimes it's not good content. But we have very rarely turned down free content here in THL.
Yes.
I think something to point out here from looking at the A2 Battleship and the Disco articles is that if you were thinking about writing something for THL, you don't have to do it on a consistent basis. Like if you have a good idea and you think it might just be a one-off or a two-off article, bring it by someone, see what they think, and get it going. I mean, Base Inc., when she joined THL at the beginning of the season, this last season, and joined the Galacrony server, I talked to her about writing because she had brought it up, and then she started planning like immediately before the season had even started. So I mean, if there's something that you're thinking about writing about, bring it up. It doesn't have to be weekly, but we'll take all the content we can get.
Yeah, and I think even better is that the content server has become much more lively in the past few months, and a lot of people are in there just offering up opinions on the written pieces or any content at all for that matter, but having a dedicated place where people can add revisions to the written pieces and just discuss it has really increased the quality and the desire for people to put out blog content. So if you have not joined content and would like to do so, please let me know, because I will get you an invite to the server and you can get acquainted with the people who are a fantastic crew to work with. And just it's a lot of fun. We do it all because we enjoy doing it. There's no financial incentive. I can't offer you a salary. I apologize for that in advance, but we all have fun doing it, and it's a good place to hang out. So anybody else final opinions on our content awards?
I think I want to take some time to also specifically thank Based for her bravery. I don't know if we've ever had quite a level of personal vulnerability that she took in I think the article was in week 6,
Yes.
And really showed both, I think, how far THL has come as an organization in terms of being inclusive, and how being here for each other and having that kind of space is really, really valuable for everyone involved, as well as some kick-ass content. It was just good content, and also happened to really have some important personal stuff going on there. So everyone did a great job. And content this season, like we've talked about, it's the best that I can remember. Ranklytics might also deserve a shout out here for being the content that I think generated the most discussion, and also for having the worst possible take on Girl Scout cookies. So I think both are really, really important to mention. And Ranklytics, whoever you are, and it's not me, I'm not Ranklytics. It's not me. Whoever you are, big props for the amount of energy you put into our little organization, and I'm hoping to see more of you in the future.
I think we will.
Oh boy.
By the way, just the way this all worked out was with Markshire still being on top of the cam, and I just like
it's not weird.
It.
Just me and the beard, huh?
That's all. Dusharmo's Ranklytics. Yeah, Dusharmo did come on screen when you were talking about Ranklytics, so I think that we now know Dusharmo is one.
I don't think he knows what's happening.
He just
He's muted.
Yes, he's muted.
I didn't even know this was happening, guys. What the hell?
The only series dusharmo
Oh my
can't
God.
win is the content series.
Oh my god.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know.
This is what happens when you guys give me full creative control of a show.
God, Donde, I hate you right now.
Did
It's all good.
we give you full creative control? I don't
Yeah.
recall having that discussion.
Yeah, it's in my contract, man. Go back and read it. Fine print.
All right.
I need a lawyer. Isn't there don't we have a team of lawyers? Don't we literally have a
Okay,
team
can
of
you
lawyers?
can you take this off now, Donde?
I'm working on
We
it.
definitely could make a team of THL lawyers.
But
Yeah.
isn't due process a team of lawyers?
That's true. I heard they
They
are
are
coming
indeed.
back next season. Yeah.
They are JR's team, I believe.
Yes. And we have one final award that we don't have a slide for, but we do have some kind words for. THL, a few seasons back, saw a pretty significant hit to the player base. We don't have to rehash the specifics around that, but I'd like to think the environment has made a big jump forward. Not perfect, getting a little better every day. And we saw a jump in people joining over the past 2 seasons. And in particular, this most recent off-season, it's still going with the Wild Series. 16 teams for a brand new series that has played 0 matches so far. Really incredible. We looked back at what prompted this growth, and there have been a bunch of things. A more positive environment, a different moderation policy, both on the Twitch stream and in the Discord. But we want to give a special shout-out to a very special person who we really think has had a major positive impact on THL, both in terms of quantity and quality of people. We want to give a shout out to Ikuta Pasca, to Pasca HS, the captain of No Pros Here, one of the leaders of the No Pros Here organization, also deeply involved with the annoyingly named Team Buy, also the organization that Skittles is a part of, that, Fourth and Inches won. Pasca has done a world of networking for us, of bringing people in, of spreading the word, of being a source of positivity, of being highly engaging, and really helping us to find some higher profile players and some visibility in the grander Hearthstone sphere. So Pasca does a ton of work for Team No Pros here, a ton of work for the organization in general, and has just been a really positive person that we've been grateful to work with and has invigorated membership in THL. So Pasca, thank you so much for the work you've done.
Yeah, and to touch on not only the amount of people and the word that he's been spreading, is everyone he's been bringing in has been such a positive force in the community. People have integrated very quickly with teams just in the Discord, and not only that, a lot of very good players too, just kind of raising the quality level of the players in THL. No longer will we have to slum it with the Markshires of the world. We get just kidding, my friend. Whoa. I'm just kidding, buddy. No, Pasca has done such a great job, and it's clear that he not only has a passion for competitive Hearthstone, but every organization that he's a part of just seems to be very vibrant and welcoming, and I think that's a credit to the type of person that he is. So yes, thank you to Pasca for everything that you've done, especially over the last 4 to 6 months ish in THL.
And I think that brings us to the wind down of this show. Any parting words, gentlemen?
I would like to say thank you to everybody who put up with my funny or not so funny jokes. Some of them were funny, some of them not so funny.
Donde.
What you got there, buddy?
My baseball bat.
Oh, that's not what it looked like.
It's a baseball bat, dude. Come on, look at it. It's a baseball bat. It's from the Louisville Slugger.
Okay, well, I'm glad there's at least a couple thousand miles between us, and you're not allowed to get on a flight. So that's good. But thank you to everybody.
Look at my beard.
Yeah, you definitely get TSA checked at this point. But no, thanks to everybody who, again, in content, everybody who played in any THL series this season. We're growing. It's awesome to see that we're growing. This organization is moving in the right direction. April Absurdity is coming, Isocles. Yes, it is coming. We have not decided 100% on the time of the stream, but I'm going to guess it's going to be Friday, mostly because we're not done with what we need to be done with yet. And Thursday is probably a little bit aggressive for us. So Friday night, I would look forward to seeing all of our lovely faces as the bracketology group continues to discuss the final rankings for the tournament. So we will have that for you on Friday. But
yeah, I would like to point out too, before this bracket gets released and the seeding gets released on Friday, the amount of thought and discussion that is going into the seeding and the bracket is actually making me go a little insane. So we're putting a lot of thought in this. Do not think that this is just being thrown together, because I'm going a little insane over here with how the seating is working out right now.
We were literally in like a 2.5 hour call yesterday that did not end up completing what we went into the call to do.
No.
So
We
it
got
2/3 of the way done.
something. Yeah.
just random.org, screw it. Anfall, where were you like 6 hours of work ago, bud?
Yeah, that could have been handy at the start of call.
Would have really saved us a lot of time. But no, the easiest part was, I guess not the easiest part, like the quickest part was figuring out who we wanted in the tournament based on, our criteria. But then the problem has become seeding everybody in a reasonable fashion has been tough. So it's, we hope that you guys enjoy the tournament. And Hockey, you asked when the tournament's going to be. So the plan is to release everything on Friday. So you'll know the bracket, you'll know the participants, and then on Monday we'll open everything up for... No, it's not alphabetical order. On Monday we will open it up for decklist submissions, which will then go all the way through Thursday, with Friday, the 17th, being the target date to start the tournament. So from the announcement of the bracket on Friday through the start of the tournament the next week, everybody will be able to submit a bracket similarly to a March Madness pool, regardless of your participation. So that's kind of the time frame right now that we're hoping to hit, and I think we should be all set for a Friday night stream to let you guys see the bracket for the first time.
I can only imagine how much effort it takes to do that much manual work.
You know what?
Much respect to the people putting that energy in.
I would like to say that my favorite part about the spreadsheet that we're working off of is anytime I try to do anything manually, it breaks the spreadsheet. So you've basically made it Donde proof at this point. I'm not allowed to do manual.
Let me know.
It's I type in one number and the whole sheet goes blank. It's like it's almost like a virus. Like it just completely shuts down the entirety of Google Docs.
Maybe not the best metaphor right now.
Yeah, I guess not. Computer virus.
Yeah. It's a bug. It's like a bug.
A glitch in the matrix.
Yes, there we go. So thank you so much for coming to the THL Award Show, everyone. I don't think we've done this necessarily before as a board, but it was a lot of fun. We're going to do it again, hopefully without the creepy facial hair close-ups, and maybe we'll play test the text a little bit more next time, just to make sure that it doesn't release in an unfinished state. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Have a great night.
Hope you guys have a good night.
Have a good one, guys.
See you.